Hi, friends.
Get into it, honey. Hey, YouTube. We are going live in both places. We're actually live on YouTube before the good old Instagram. So, welcome back. You guys know what time it is. It's Reality Recap.
Yes, it is.
And this particular week, baby, the news was very slow. I didn't find anything that I would think was interesting. So,
Good. We'll keep it brief.
yeah, today we'll have a good time. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stupid stuff that I didn't want to talk about, and I'm sure that Kendra wouldn't want to talk about that shit either. So I was like, you know what?
Fantastic. Let's just move right on along.
So, into the mess. Let's actually get on into the branding, shall we? Oh, you know what? It may not let me pin it. Nope, you have to pin it. Tap it
Okay,
and pin it.
got it.
Okay. All right. So what you drinking, sis?
I am having for the first time the Pina Colada. What is that called? What do I use? What is
The
it?
Flybird.
Flybird. Thank you. My brain is scrambled. It has been scrambled literally all day long. So I'm having the Pina Colada Flybird. This is the new one. It's fine. Passion fruit's still my favorite. Strawberry will do.
So today I made a little prosecco cocktail. So I have a little bit of like a strawberry mixer, added with prosecco and a dash of tequila. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Something
Excellent.
light.
I'm gonna do. All right, go ahead. Let's do the pop culture while I'm doing this.
So because everything was super slow this week, we don't actually have anything to talk about.
Oh, fantastic.
Megan the Stallion came on, was on what is her Gail show this week, and she was basically talking about the experience of being shot in the feet. But
That's
I have not
wild to
watched
me
that.
that even happened.
I mean, yeah, and like the thing is, I haven't even watched the interview yet. I think it came on either Sunday night or this morning, but it's been all over the social media. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but either way, it was just a slow media week, so it wasn't really nothing that was worth talking about.
Excellent.
So we can have a
I didn't know she
short
had.
show this week.
I didn't even know she had fallen out with her friend. I noticed they had stopped hanging out, but I didn't know what happened. I guess she was a part of the foolishness.
Which the friend that dates the fine ass bodyguard?
Is Kelsey dating the bodyguard?
Yes, I thought
Oh,
that was her name. The light
okay.
skinned girl with the big booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were together for like a year. I didn't know
Oh,
that they were
wow.
the ones that fell out. I thought it was somebody else and not Kelsey because when all that drama was still happening, she was still posting stuff with Kelsey.
Yeah, no, they fell out.
Oh,
Everything has been like an ex BFF.
damn.
Yeah.
I hate to see it. Had no idea. That's why I was like, the biggest thing that I have seen going around is it's like a whole lot of hoopla around them having this conversation. However many years has it been? I feel like it's been 2 years. Didn't it happen in the pandemic at the beginning?
I did. Not in the beginning. It wasn't in the beginning. It
Like
was like
summer
really a
of
year
the
in
pandemic.
because they were back in the streets. The people were back in the streets. At first nobody was going anywhere. So it was definitely some time had passed.
This is crazy. We gonna see how that plays out. Maybe I'll have a little something for y'all later in the week. But literally, it was a slow news week, and it was a bunch of like misogynistic foolishness that I didn't care to talk about, and I'm sure Kendra would not have either. So,
Perfect. So let's move on. Um in case you're new here, obviously, we timestamp everything below. So we're going to do a reality recap. We're going to cover a few shows. I think 4, wasn't a whole lot in any of them. So we're going to keep it brief. But 4 shows, timestamps will be down below if you're watching the replay. All right, let's get into
Yes,
it.
girl. Let's go ahead and start with the own family and do love and marriage. Not love and marriage. What's the one? not put a ring
Ready
on
to
it.
Love?
The other one.
Ready to
Yes.
Love? Okay.
Why do I have to go through every show before I could get to that one? Jiminy Crickets. Anyway, so we kind of had like a brief conversation coming where we were talking about Joy and Clifton's love and like hoping that it will make it, and speaking about like whether or not long distance love actually works. I actually hopped on somebody's live last night, excuse me, after my drunken stupor, and talked about that. So look out for that, y'all. That conversation will be coming hopefully in the next coming days. But watching this particular episode where he got to sit down with her sister and just how they like communicate and how I just love it. It just feels so good.
It's just like, and it feels warm and cozy. Like it feels
it's very
like
genuine.
So I'm definitely very much enjoying them. I hope it works out for them. I'm skeptical as far as with the long distance, especially so early in the relationship. So we're gonna see.
Absolutely.
What else?
Prayerfully, it all works out, right? That's what we've been saying. But as she pointed out on this week's episode and the previous ones, she will be gone for 6 months. And I appreciate that the sis was like, how do you feel about, you know, like you guys starting a relationship with her leaving for 6 months? Like, what does that look like for you? And I also furthermore appreciate just how they connected with one another. Like he just was like, you know, I love your sister. Like she's dope. She's a good time. And I'm just like, oh, I just want more of Clifton and Joy.
Same. I would be, this is probably, besides Simone and Rashid, this is probably the one couple that I would like to have a spin-off of. They just seem so good together.
Speaking of Simone and Rashid, I like them now, but like on the show, it just was giving, you know, like you're his second pick. You're like the runner-up.
It was, but I always said from the jump, and this was before we were doing reality recap, so whatever, but I always said from the jump, like they should be together because they just make sense together and they fit together and they seem like they had the same interests. So I was really happy. And he was like, it was like Simone was his second pick, but also he was paying the second fiddle to somebody else. So it was just like, this is a lot. This is muchy. Huh?
I don't even remember who else Simone had interest in because everybody.
Nobody. That's why she ended up going home. Yeah. So, but I'm saying Rashid was that one girl's second pick. So it was a lot of like second picks, and it was just like, I don't understand why y'all just don't be together. First of all, well, not first
choose
of all,
the right person the first time.
I just want to give it up. I want to make a little commotion for Jackie Aina because she did that with this candle.
What is it? I can't see.
It's called Lover Boy.
It looks pretty.
So I joined her like candle club, and this is one of the exclusive scents, and I have been burning it like literally almost every day. I love it so much, and I'm going to buy some more.
I haven't bought any of her stuff. I should have in the damn Sephora sale because you know I bought things.
So good. Anyways, what else happened on Ready to Love?
Finally, P.O. and Homegirl, it was just like, no. And like...
Oh yeah, this was the ends of the relationship. This is
like whether or not you're choosing one another.
Yeah, decision day happening.
I feel like as far as is his name Paul? P.O. is concerned, it should have been Dakia who said, you know what, I don't think that this is going to work, as opposed to him like giving this whole speech in the beginning about how he thought it wasn't going to work because it wasn't enough time. But my thing is like, what difference does it make? I never understood for the show to be, or to mean when they do the decision day, that they are choosing to be in an exclusive relationship with one another. I always thought that it was, we're choosing to embark on this journey together, being on the same page and continuing to date outside of this process. So the whole, like, you know, I'm going to choose myself. I'm like, the hell, like, you should have been chose yourself and got the hell off the show, wasting everybody's time.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit disingenuous. Like, all right, cool. All right, you're not here, so that's fine, and no one really cares. Like, you should have been gone, honestly, like week 2. So the fact that you made it this far is actually a miracle. if we're really thinking about it. So congratulations to you, PO, for lasting this out. Same for Dakia, because I was just like, girl, she was not giving.
She should have left with Eric, because the only person that she liked was Eric.
She should have. And then so she tried to keep dating around.
Yeah, she also liked Clifton. But it was kind of like, y'all made that connection too late, baby.
Yeah. It was just like she was forcing all these connections and trying to make a bunch of stuff pop that wasn't going to happen. And so I just was like,
I'm interested
if they keep dating, yeah, and if they keep dating outside of this, I wouldn't be, mad or whatever. But
girl, I don't see it. Do y'all see it? Let us know in the comments whether or not you think that Dakia and Paul should date outside of this show. Because, girl, that was a mismatch from the beginning. Just
it kind of was. And he has too strong of a personality. Yeah. He has too strong of a personality for somebody like her. So, and he's,
it's just ridiculous. Like her having him meet her family. Like she should have did like Sabrina and was like, you know what? I'm cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave here. There's nothing here for me.
Because like, what is going on? What's really going on?
What's really, really happening right now?
So the couples left at the end of this week were Donovan and Carmen, which I still don't necessarily buy. I don't understand. I
actually like them together. I like them together after seeing Donovan's mom. I think his mom is a lot. And so his mom is just kind of like very energetic, very like kind of over the top.
Very much like Carmen.
Yeah. So Carmen, like seeing his mom and seeing how fun the relationship is with his mom, I'm like, okay, Carmen makes sense now. Because at first I was kind of like, I don't like this at all. Like, what is going on here? But after seeing his mom, I was like, okay, he's actually just attracted to someone who is exactly like his mother.
Girl.
And his mom liked Carmen, and apparently his mom has never liked anyone before. So
I'm like, how? So mama didn't like the wife, and you still married her? I got questions.
None of my business. I don't know nothing about
none of my business. But I mean, they put us in their business when they come on these shows.
I mean, they do, but not in their ex marriage. Their failed. No, I don't say failed. Their marriage that they moved on from. Well, it's not necessarily failed. People can move on and not call it a failure. I don't think all marriages that end are a failure. Sometimes you get what you need and you move on. Anyways. Speaking of which, Ashley Darby, we have another conversation coming up about the doll of Potomac. Okay,
did that.
You get what you need and you move on.
Hello.
Yes,
she get her time.
That's coming up either this week or next. One of these 2 weeks. Okay. What else happened? That was it, right? It was just the two couples left, and then the three. Let's move on.
We're not gonna be here all night. Okay?
No, we're not, because I'm hungry. What's next?
Put a ring on it.
Let's put a ring on it. Okay. The people were acting a plumb fool. The women are showing their toxicity now. We saw the men up here acting a fool.
That's why they're together.
We saw them here being borderline abusive, and I am just here to say that these women are toxic as hell as well.
Hello? Say that shit.
My God, today.
So when Dr. Nicole sat down with Shay, Rick Ross adjacent,
yes.
So allegedly they are engaged. So in that
they tried to get married.
She said that they went on down to the courthouse in Vegas and did all the things, went through the whole nuptials, but they never got the paperwork signed. Yeah. And my girl, like, if you never got the paperwork signed, well, why didn't you? What's the hesitation? Who said no to what? And in that case, why are you still there?
I'm sure it was him, because he was like, I mean, that was spur of the moment. We weren't really ready, so taking the extra steps to get the paperwork signed, he was not getting ready to do that, y'all.
Girl, this is ghetto. It is screaming hood love. Matter of fact, it is. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find that. It's a TikTok where this girl is showing diamond rings and then the hood diamond rings, and she's like, "This is a work of art. This is bullshit." And like, very much that's what Shay gave us this week.
Somebody
girl, he
said
was right
Shay.
there.
Somebody said Shay and Fonzo had auditioned for Love and Hip Hop, and this is where they landed.
I can see it.
I can see it too. I don't know that they actually did it. I don't know that they actually did audition, but somebody was just kind of like,
they would have let them on. The much drama as they got going on, they would have been
that's
a part
the
of the
energy, right? But they were saying that's basically the energy that it was giving, and I have to agree. But yeah, Shay is nuts, and she was just like, when Dr. Nicole came in, was like, "Hi, how are you?" Oh, I wanted to see you. It's like, girl, you like to sort of people's hibachi up. What is going on?
That and girl, you just wanted smoke because like that baby ain't never say nothing to her, not at all. Talk about some. I thought she said something to me.
She wanted Fonzo to prove his love and loyalty to her, and like really come up for her. She started some shit to see if he was gonna respond. And when he didn't respond, and he should have, honestly, when he didn't respond how she thought that he should respond, that's when she got real rah-rah and got real lively. She wanted him to pull her to the side while they were both on separate dates and be like, yo, calm down. It's fine. Like, it's not like that. It's not that we're going through. That's what she wanted. And when he didn't do that, she lost it. She is a nutcase, that one.
And is. Like, baby, you torturing yourself. He is not. It does not seem that he is ever going to give her what it is that she wants. And we see that in the conversation that's being had in the previews with her mother, who's saying, like, if this is what it's been all this long, then you may as well go ahead and pack it up. Like, you just hurting yourself.
What's the couple that sits in the middle? The chef guy and what is her name?
Otis and Charlena.
Oh my God, she showed her ass this week too.
I mean, I don't know that so like when they went on the date and he tried to come and kiss her and was hitting her with or she hit him with no, absolutely not, go wash your hands. It was no different than the pettiness that he did after her first date.
No, I was talking about how she was talking to Dr. Nicole. Like, he deserved all the smoke for DMing that girl. I'm talking about she didn't have to be like that to Dr. Nicole. Like that, when I was like, girl, it's too much. It's too much.
I think she just wasn't trying to hear any sort of explanations or have like a calm conversation about something that she was mad about, which understandably so. Like, baby, that's what you need to express.
Put your energy toward the person who's sitting next to you, which she did.
She did.
But I just felt like it was too much. And it was giving me like, girl, you're not going to leave anyway. So you're doing all this, but this gives me that you've been here before and you've done all this before. So like, what is it really?
I don't know I would say that maybe it's happened with him. I think that this is something that she has expressed is a deal breaker with him. Yeah. Because of her previous experiences. I don't know that I don't get the sense that it's something that happened between the two of them before.
Maybe not.
Because he looked so genuinely stunned at how angry she got. And it's like the other thing too, like he gave me, I'm going to tell you in front of everybody so that I can lessen the blow.
Absolutely. Because that's what she was really pissed off about, allegedly. Yeah. That's what she said. She was like, you had an opportunity to tell me. You have asked me to be honest about my dates. I was honest. You have had a chance to talk about your dates, to talk about all of this stuff in private, and you got up here and you embarrassed me. And that is what pissed her off. And listen, if you know me well, you know me well.
The embarrass me clause is real.
The do not embarrass me clause is, when I say the don't embarrass me clause is like the number one thing. Not to say that I'm going to put up with a bunch of shit, because I'm not. But at the end of the day, if you make a fool of me, you can guarantee that I am out. Hello? I cannot, like, it's a like, even when I do certain things or say certain things, I'm like running it back in my head, like, that was kind of embarrassing or cringe. Ooh, was that cringe? I don't really know. Ooh, like, I'm one of those people that runs those moments through my head. So the idea that somebody from the outside is looking at me like,
girl, not this face.
None for me. None of what she got going on. That would not sit. I could not. I could not handle it. I couldn't handle
I'm
it.
with you. Listen,
Don't
I'm with
embarrass
you.
me. Don't embarrass me.
Again, with you when you're right.
So like I said, I think she had every right to be upset, but the whole like cutting off of like, no, I'm not da, 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 da. And it's like, okay, girl, I would prefer her to be like, you know what, I need a minute and get up and leave. Rather
Collect
than to be
yourself, yeah.
disrespectful to Dr. Nicole, who's
Snapping
trying
off
to
at the
help you
doctor.
with your real relationship. If you don't want to
But
be there
either
no more, then
way,
get up and leave.
listen, Dr. Nicole still got her together because she was
Yeah,
like, this behavior is very indicative of
did.
the tit for tat that you do, how you all manipulate one another. Like she
Mhm.
ran it down. Like you real mad right now. You big mad, but this is indicative of how you all communicate.
Absolutely. But we've
Therein
seen other
lies the
people,
problem.
and we've seen other people walk off. We saw Shay walk off and go in the bathroom and cry and collect herself. We've seen people leave on previous seasons. Like, there's a better way to handle that. So to me, she showed her ass because, as Dr. Nicole said, this was indicative of how their relationship goes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like all
then
this time, we
Shorty,
were very much on Charlene's side, but like, girl,
I was
you
never
showed
on
us.
Charlene's side. I thought she was toxic from day one.
I didn't think that she was
I thought he
toxic.
was
I
abusive.
felt like,
I thought that he was abusive, and she was kind of like she didn't sit well with my spirit from day one.
I just felt like, damn, like is this why you want to be here? Like this person, is this what you really want? This how he act when like something minuscule is happening that you both agreed to? Like, what's tea, sis? Like, that don't make any sense.
They just seem like they do a lot of high drama back and forth, and then he shuts down. I will say Dr. Nicole called him out because it was like, you can actually accept that you've done something, but you don't accept responsibility for her reaction and for the consequences of your behavior. Like, you want to just isolate it to like, oh, this is the behavior, but no, there are consequences. And that's when you want to shut down, when it's time to suffer some consequences. And no, sir.
Hello.
No.
They are a mess. I fully see them as like Hollywood and the Creole. What was her name? I fully see them like them come the end of the season. Like, they're not gonna be together no more.
Yeah.
But I almost wonder whether or not Hollywood and Homegirl was even really together from the previous season, because she's an actress. So, and a lot of the people that have been coming on this show as of late have been in the entertainment field,
in the industry, yeah.
So it just makes it seem like none of this shit is real, both for Put a Ring on It and what's the one we just talked about? Ready to Love. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's giving me like, y'all not really trying to match up people, and then we might have one connection like every other season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, let's move on to Kenneth and Shorty. She's toxic too.
I wouldn't say that she's toxic. I think that Shorty is dumb. I think that, like, I wouldn't say that she's toxic, because my thing is, you put yourself in this position and then you want to be mad about it, baby. That sounds
stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you did that. So for you to be trying to cut him down at every turn, it's like you're still there though. Like, why are you still cutting him down choice. Like that? That's you. That's your problem. That's your problem, not his. Yeah. And it's like, he might be perfectly fine with being security at the club or doing whatever. He might be fine with that, and he could probably make a decent living doing it. So it's like, no, it's your problem that he's not ambitious, because that's what you ended up with. But being like, oh, you constantly go for people that are out of your league. It's like, well, you're the one that's the dumb one. Hello? You the stupid one?
Hello? Like, girl, that part. You fell for the games and then you stayed. My thing is like, don't, like, to the point that you just made, like, don't cut this man down about his where he is in life. Yeah. And you chose to be there.
Absolutely.
Like, that's a decision.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just feel like, again, it's just a toxic relationship, because he does stuff that is borderline abusive, and then she's also like verbally abusive, because obviously she's like half his size, so it's like the only thing she can hurt is his feelings, frankly. So I feel like that's what she does, is like wears on his self-esteem in order to like keep him in check, so to speak. So it's like, maybe y'all just shouldn't be together.
What I appreciated in this episode was the guys gathering, when not T.I. adjacent, Jesus, Rick Ross adjacent,
Yes.
gave him some real advice. But it was like, Nick, why are you out here giving advice? Even though that advice made a whole lot of sense, my man. I agree with you, but like, you problematic as hell still.
Terrible. He is horrendous.
But I appreciated that, like, as the older cat, he was like, she gonna continue to talk to you that way because she has more than you. So to the point of what Shorty said, like, he likes women that are above his stature in life. Like, yeah, like clearly I was so random aside. I was watching a TikTok recently of this guy out in Dallas. It's from like the hoods of Dallas or whatever the case. And he basically said that, like, yeah, these niggas out here is always looking for a come up. So if you got anything that's come up worthy, yeah, he gonna latch on to you. Yeah. So like, Shorty, you got played.
And also like, and also not just that, like, a lot of the professional girls, you know, the girls have stuff to lose. We're not doing high drama and yelling and screaming and fighting in the street. We're not doing any of that. No. We're not doing any of that.
My thing is, why the hell did you go back, sis? It's almost to me as though, baby girl, that is the best of your life. Because why are you there? Ain't that much love in the world. Once you get past a certain age, ain't that much love in the world. I'm sorry. Granted, even though out here in these streets, it is a whole lot of fire and bullshit, okay? Nonetheless, you be better off by yourself dealing with that crazy.
I was going to say, the people don't realize, like, a lot of times, the question is not between the one you have and the one that's, the ones that are in the streets. It's between the one you have and having peace by yourself.
Hello, that's really it. Because in the episode we have soon coming, I spoke about a friend who basically was like, you know what, I don't think I ever want to get married. I kind of like being out here and having my, you know, my boyfriend and my side piece.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
She's like, you know, I could be perfectly content just dating someone and living my life. And her standpoint is coming from her having a lot on her own. Like, she's very well established. So she was like, I ain't trying to have to, like, you know, split that with anybody if shit go left.
Wholly agree. We also have a conversation coming up about estate planning and the prenup conversation about Ashley. So that'll be in there too. We talk about prenup.
I think that's when I said it.
Stay tuned. Let's move. With Love and Marriage Huntsville, let's stay on.
Girl. Where you want to go first?
Baby, let me just say this. They got Wanda out of them finger waves for the confessional. Okay? I was like, give it to the girls, Wanda. Give it to the girls, Miss Wanda.
But she still got that freeze curl. I don't care what the hell you say. Sis still got that freeze curl. That shit do not move.
Listen, for the confessional, the dolls had her in a little ombre wig, you know.
With the freeze in the front.
That's none of my business, okay? They got her out of the finger waves, which I kind of was like, I stand for the finger waves, but they did get her out of the finger waves.
Her era. She was probably killing them in the 90s.
And also the French roll, because the French roll was attached to the finger waves in some of those moments. So,
yeah, she was killing them in the 90s. That's how she capped them, honey.
Listen, you know, I may or may not have also at a time in my youth had a finger wave and a French roll.
I ain't gonna act like I never did. I did. Listen. I had the grown-up finger waves at that. I had Adina Howard shit.
Hello?
Telling my age.
So Miss Wanda, you know, I love that. I love that she pulled up on the cousin, like, and what was said. I was like, yes, Miss Wanda, Miss Wanda.
But then, you know what, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, that fucked me up. Because this whole time I thought that Miss Wanda, so I thought that Kiki was like her Miss Wanda's sister's child. That's her brother's child. I'm like, damn, y'all look alike.
They do. They look a lot alike.
Strong as hell.
Mm-hmm. And I was, you know what? I was like just saddened because it was like they had like the family, it seemed like had breeded this rivalry between Kiki and Tisha. And it was like, they're trying to recover from that as adults, but they're still like having to deal with that. Hey, Ray girl. But yeah, they're still having to deal with the rivalry that was inbred within the family. I didn't like that.
The ghetto.
I didn't like that at all.
It just was frustrating too, because like at some point Kiki had said that for a long time she wasn't allowed to come around the family, and then or that side of the family, and then she made a choice on her own to kind of reach out to her cousin and get to know them and have have a relationship with them. And then Miss Wanda said something about them being from the ghetto or from the hood or something like that, and I'm like,
well, Miss Wanda was saying that Kiki was from the as Marcel, sorry, the M's get on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other side of the tracks. That's what she said.
Marcel was saying, that Wanda and Tisha are from the hood, and Kiki is the one that's actually from the right side of the tracks. So they were that's why they kept her away from the family, because they didn't want her dealing with her hood
to get
family.
Caught up in that. Got it. Because I misunderstood that. I thought that Miss Wanda was telling Kiki that she was from the hood.
Damn, no, because Kiki was saying, she was like, yeah, because you guys lived over there and my family didn't want me to deal with y'all, but I wanted to have a relationship with y'all, so I reached out.
Got you.
And so that's what bred the rivalry of, like, it seemed like Miss Wanda was like, well, you have to do at least as good or better than Kiki, because Kiki thinks that she's that, because she's from over there. And then once Tisha starts getting stuff with her, between her and Marceau, once they start acquiring stuff, then it's like Kiki's family or her dad is like, well, you started off with a head start and you don't have what they have. So it's like this rivalry of going back and forth. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, I misunderstood. That's all. Like, had I had caught that part, I guess I thought that. Well, yeah, I guess I thought that Miss Wanda was saying that Kiki was from across, like from the hood, versus the other way around. I misunderstood that whole conversation. I was like, damn, like, why would you talk to your niece like that?
No, but Tisha has always talked about being from, and Marceau has even said that they were from the wrong side of the tracks. He said that to her.
But I'm like, that's so disrespectful. Like, as somebody who, I have grown up in both, because like I'm from New Jersey, my family, like especially on my dad's side, it was 10 people in like a 2-bedroom apartment, and like, and not living in good areas. And then my parents moved us all here. But like, nonetheless, when we moved here, the first couple years of my life, I lived in like a low income area. So it's just kind of like, if my first cousin, which is my mother's sister's son, my cousin Jay, if he was to ever say anything, or if my aunt, God rest her soul, was to ever say anything like that, like, that's fucked up. Like, why would you talk to your family like that? Or even set up rivalry in that way? Like, there's no, I don't think, for me personally, I don't think that there was ever any sort of rivalry within my immediate family. I absolutely remember it being between my mother and like one of her friends who had kids that were the same age as me. And that being very much, my mom wasn't so much concerned about it as much as the other woman was, in terms of like, like the whole, Kiki thinks she's better type thing, like on the show. Like, I remember that vividly. And so
I think it's different with girls
my mom
too.
moved us out of there. Yeah.
And I think it's different with girls too. No. Like, they very much like that. Marae says, yes, Miss Wanda is absolutely a mess. We just had an ode to Miss Wanda because she is a mess, but she cracks me up. And she says that
I can't see the comment.
I agree. That's not okay. And it's not okay to breed that rivalry in between. I don't like that. What happened? Okay, they're just gone. Assuming she's going to join back. Momento. Sorry guys for the little delay of game here. Okay. So yeah, it's not okay, and I've
it's just awful.
It's like, just not okay.
Do that to your children.
It's just awful. It's awful. What else? What else happened?
Oh, the Destiny and Martell thing. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel it in my shundo that it might be
Yeah,
a thing between them eventually.
I think so
Because
too.
they have been friends for so long and like they were just platonic friends and now both of them are single.
I foresee some canoodling in the future.
I'm like, I don't know. I just caught the vibe. And me having had a friend who is very similar to this individual, like I
Yeah,
see Martell in a different way when I think about the relationship I had with that friend.
yeah,
Cause yeah.
and not Marie says yes. Not to mention, like, okay, this is maybe controversial, but I'm going to say it anyways. Sometimes when you're in a difficult situation or you're trying to leave out of a difficult situation, sometimes you just want someone that's familiar around, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to put a whole bunch of labor into. This person already
Mm-hmm.
knows you, they know what it is, they know what it ain't. They already
Hello.
know. And so
Know what
it
you
seems
like.
almost like a perfect storm, especially she tipping over there at night. Destiny, why you going over there so late at night,
After a
bruh?
certain time. Okay. What y'all
Destiny,
doing?
what is you doing?
I mean, bitch, I ain't mad at you because Martell is a Capricorn, and so knowing that alone, he always gonna have the money.
Yeah.
Very, very meticulous and very well put together about their coin. That's one thing I can say about a Capricorn. Crazy as hell, the men,
Well,
not the
I
ladies. I love
enjoy
my
a little
Capricorn women.
I enjoy a little Capricorn in my life.
Child, I do. I ain't gonna lie
Apparently
to
I
you. I
like
do.
apparently
They
I
be
like a little
very
chaos.
a little possessive, but I do like it.
A little bit of chaos. you know. So
Grab a hold of you, but she like it
okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yo, I am
Mel.
problematic. I
Yeah, we'll
think
say.
this is starting to get to me.
It's fine. We'll move on. Let's do Mel right quick.
Girl, fuck her.
Absolutely. And we can move on right from there. We can move on
Girl,
because
like
she's so
even
fake.
though I am so I'm heavy into the TikTok streets these days. Ugh, it's ridiculous. But anyway, there's somebody that had posted, I don't know what her name is. Let me see if I can find it again. But she had posted all this drama about Destiny. And I'm like, okay, so you must be one of the ops. Because like, girl,
Not the ops.
literally, like she was talking about how she sound like she is very much in Mel's camp.
I see.
So like all the detail that she had, I'm like, okay, sis. I don't know. Like basically they were
She's
talking
just
about
fake.
how this particular week, I guess, was when Destiny was supposed to be out of the marital home because they're divorcing, so they're splitting all their assets or whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just was like talking about how she lies and this, that, and third. But like we already know that this allegedly Destiny and LeBeric are the couple that hurried up and got married so they could be a part of the show.
Mm.
Allegedly. We've already heard this rumor. So
Yeah.
like, excuse me, what else? What else we got?
Like I guess.
Like leave that girl alone. Destiny just not Destiny. Mel just looks fucking desperate and messy. Cause like,
It does.
girl, my thing is, if you don't want somebody to be friends with your ex, then that's what the fuck you need to tell them out of the gate.
Yeah.
Because this was
But they
surely
were
riding
friends
for you.
first.
Hello,
Martell and
I'm not
Destiny were
disagreeing
friends
with that.
first.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But my thing is like, tell somebody how you feel as opposed to feeling away and then moving differently. Cause that makes you look like you can't stand in your own shit. And like, who got time for that? We're too old for that.
It's
We're all the same age.
Yeah, it's too much. I think was that all? No. Yeah, I think so. What you call it?
No. What's her face? The Whitlow's homegirl's going to find her father and decided to do a girls trip instead of going with her husband to do this very emotionally taxing event. And while I get that this girls trip is being paid for by OWN in the truly original people or whatever Carlos King's programming is, like, baby,
that's not
what you
something you do
mean?
with your friends. That's something you do it with your family, girl.
And the way she said that shit to him, like, well, sometimes I just feel like you just be really laid back and like I'm gonna need someone there to ask all the questions that I may not ask
Well,
or
you
to
don't
like
need somebody there
advocate for me.
that's gonna be offensive and getting on everybody's nerve like Mel is. You don't
Child,
need that.
okay. And that's gonna come back to Huntsville and tell your business before you have a chance to.
Talk your whole business up and down Huntsville. Girl, you don't need that. You don't need that. What's that new girl name? Stormy.
Yes.
So
we like Stormy.
Yeah, I mean, she's fine. So
right now, Stormy ain't did nothing problematic.
Stormy and Mel and Kimmy had a little ponderosa, and it was nothing to speak of. Shall we move on?
The thing about, so hold on, pause. The thing for me with Kimmy is always going to dress and say what it is out the gate. Love Kimmy. She literally was just kind of like, Marcel has been real problematic as a lady. He's been saying things that are defaming my character or Absolutely. Can be problematic for me. So at this point, I'm apprehensive to invite him places. Yeah. But I'm still going to say that he's a good guy because I've not had interactions to the magnitude of which you have had because that was Correct. Your husband.
Yeah. And Mel thinking that Kimmy should have taken sides in their divorce is ridiculous. Especially because Kimmy's husband is longtime friends with Martell. So it's like this idea that everybody has to take sides because Mel said so is ridiculous. That's ridiculous to me.
And Mel hollering about how she's such a good friend, but bitch, we don't see it. We don't see
receipts. We're gonna need to see some receipts.
They ain't there.
Because they're not there.
Because you done brought Stormy onto the show. Let's give Stormy 2 seasons? And then it's gonna be issues between you and Stormy.
Absolutely. Because she wants a flunky. She doesn't really want anybody who's going to come into their own.
What she wants, in all sincerity, is a Tisha. Okay, Tisha is a flunky. We know that.
Mm-hmm. And she would still be Mel's flunky if Mel and Martell hadn't started talking about Marceau.
Girl.
Okay, let's move on.
But I can't wait to see, as we're moving on, I can't wait to see what is to come because it looks like it's about to be a whole lot of things hitting the head, especially with Tisha and Marceau when she's confronting him in the car about his alleged outing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Dr. Francis is back. The people are going. Dr. Francis cracks me up. The people are going back to Atlanta, and Mel is salty because she has a point, but she's not making the point out of a good place. In saying, "Oh, y'all let y'all husbands go anywhere with Martell? That's crazy to me." And it's just okay, girl, we get it.
Girl, that's when you have had a bad experience with someone. Yeah. Or a type of someone, and you're like, girl, be careful, and but don't have anything else to go along with it. All that you're saying is, girl, be careful because of your previous experience. That's problematic, sis.
It's girl, we already had Picturegate that already was running up and through the Scott family tree branch of that Scott family tree. Martell has already been Martell, and he has already done all of the things. So they know what they're doing, risking it all, sending their, allowing their husbands to go to Atlanta to hang out with Martell. They already know what it is. You being up here, adding the extra salt in the wound is not necessary. Get on my nerves.
That part.
All right, let's move on. You want to do Kandi in the Gang or Karen? I didn't watch Karen, so you're going to have to catch me up.
Girl, Kandi in the Gang then.
Okay.
You watched Kandi, right?
I did.
So where are we going first? Since I
don't think that Kandi needs to be in those people's business like that. They are the restaurant owners, and I understand it's a family business, but having triple dates with Kandi and Todd and Chandrika, it's too much. It's close, and it's the reason why they can't fire people and they can't manage appropriately because they're too close to these people.
Well, that triple date was Kandi's family to give some grace.
Chandrika is not in her family.
No, but Patrick is.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, as the boss, that's the reason why y'all always swerving. Chandrika was also at the house teaching the old lady gang water aerobics. It wasn't nobody else to be able to do water aerobics in Atlanta. Nobody else can do water aerobics. No one else. I'm just like, it's just all too mixy. And that's why she's so attached to Chandrika, because it's too mixy. It's too mixy.
I mean, Kandi is big on loyalty, and as a Leo, I understand it because that's me. Like, I relate with Taurus on that loyalty thing, real heavy.
I get it.
I think for her, like, the people that have been there since the beginning are like family, so she gives more grace to them than anybody else.
And she has said as much. She said as much. I get it. I do appreciate Chandrika. Yeah, I appreciate Chandrika's, Beau, her fiance, running up on everybody. It was like, what was said? It was so fake. But that, like, running up on everybody. He was like, everybody can get it. Y'all sitting on a picnic table. Let me come talk to y'all too. I like that, because I'm like, let's just get to the root of the rut of the issue. Get to the rut of the issue. Okay.
I mean, I am not mad at it, but I'm also with Dominique in the sense of, like, what you're not gonna do is come get me together as my friend's boyfriend. Fuck out of here. If she got a problem, we can talk about that. But you don't need to talk to me about some shit that she said to you.
Okay.
When y'all was pillow talking. Because fuck that.
Maybe the Dominique one was kind of a push.
But that's all her friends, period. Like, he's not friends with these people. Like, you hung out with them a couple of times, but, like, this is not your friend group. So for you to be coming with the what was said.
Yeah, but he was outside with her. And he wanted to know why these people did not come outside to check on his girl. And I think that is a valid question. It's not like Chandrika called him from the curb like, oh my God, babe, nobody came to check on me. He was outside too. It was his experience as well. So I'm fine with him pulling up, especially on the guys, and just being like, and so what happened? And why didn't nobody come out here to do better?
I mean, for him to talk to Patrick, cool. For him to talk to Brian and Torin, I don't know. I feel, because like Torin said, like, damn, this is the first I'm hearing about this. So what's up?
No, Torin gets all the smoke from me, because a lot of this was his fault. And Chandrika pointed that out and was like, this is your fault, because you are the one that pushed the issue. I wasn't even going to come. I see it spinning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. But I think, Chandrika was right in saying, like, to Torin, hey, I wasn't even going to come, and you pushed the issue, so it's your fault too. And I agree.
Mm-hmm. He should have handled that differently, and I appreciate that he was able to say that he should have done it differently.
Yeah,
all things considered, but like coming outside telling people, well, I thought that y'all wasn't gonna come because we don't fool with each other like that for real. Like, the fuck you invited me? Why would I not?
Correct. And then here comes Torin. Why y'all ain't inside?
Like, girl, you know why we not inside? Don't do this.
I thought the situation at Brian's house with him and Shardo and then the girls, it was a lot. And I was just like, I don't even know why y'all are so upset.
I don't know why Dom was so mad at him, because he said what he repeated what he said to her at the function. So it's like, when she watched this episode back, she gonna be like, oh, well, shit.
Yeah.
Because it's on camera.
It was on camera. Like, you should go out there and check on her.
That's your girl. Like, the hell, whatever, child. These children, they doing something different. I tell you that. But I do make sure y'all are watching Kandi Online to see the Speak On It series, because Kandi pulls one person from each episode on to talk about, the episodes thus far and what their experiences have been. And it's been really
a little more context. Context.
The Dom interview wasn't with Kandi, it was with Don Juan, but it was still interesting nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Anything else about Patrick going to the old lady gang council?
Girl, his four favorite, the Fantastic Four. What do you call them?
I don't remember, but it just tickled me. That was just so black. It was just so black. It's like your grandma, your great auntie, your mama, and your other, fake auntie, your godmom.
Because his mother and Kandi are first cousins.
They're first
So
cousins,
I
and
think
he's Candy's godson.
yes, okay. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
because I think she said that her and the cousin were raised like sisters, which I mean it makes sense. The way
Mhm.
that the old lady gang is always together.
Yeah.
I love them, but that damn Aunt Bertha,
Oh my god.
Aunt Bertha was
So
fired
funny.
4 times a whole.
Oh my god. Bertha cracks me up. But
Whew.
all of them do. And it's so funny because we always, this whole entire time, we all thought that Mama Joyce was the nutty
The
one.
mean one. Right.
And it turns out her sisters are
Crazy.
hysterical. They are nuttier than she is. I love it. I love
Okay,
it.
because that ain't Nora be ready to throw hands in a
Oh
minute
my God.
at
Like,
82.
oh my God. Mama Joyce is like the least interesting of the old lady gang. And that
Hello?
is
Is that Aunt
a feat.
Bertha? She is my favorite.
Bertha is just my favorite because she's just like, she is what you think about when you think of an old lady. She just can't be bothered. She's not doing it. She's just
And
over
don't
it. She's
care.
just over everything.
She was
Nora
like
is like,
that. Listen, that episode where Tom was in the kitchen and she had to leave with her chicken. She's like, I'm gonna take my
baby,
smoke break.
her chicken and her cigarette. Man, that was so funny. So I just love them. They are so black and so southern, and
I love it.
it warms my spirit. It warms my spirit.
I love it. Everything about it.
Love
We
these
will
people.
catch you guys up next week on the Grand Dame because I feel like I thought it was only going to be 2 episodes, but the way that they were talking yesterday, it's like there's one more. So
Okay.
evidently, because all we saw yesterday was just like the actual family reunion and them talking about succession, but they haven't really got through it much. So
Okay, so maybe there. I
we'll
thought it
talk
was
about
just
it
2 episodes, but I
I
guess we'll
thought
see.
so. That's what DJ Richie Sky said, but maybe there's another one.
Maybe they stretched it out or something.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see. I didn't watch the whole episode. I just saw them kind of starting the conversation about Succession, and then I don't know. I woke
I don't
up
really
and it was
remember a
like
whole lot of it. Yeah,
the
exactly.
end was like, oh, it turns out she had a plan all along, and I'm like, okay, well, I missed all of
Well,
that.
what the
So
hell was the plan? Because
yeah,
baby missed that. So we'll talk about that next time. But
yeah.
in
Right.
closing of this week's here show, what were you curious about?
I thought about this actually this time. I'm curious about the same thing. Just continue to be curious about, how life
Your
can
new
be.
way of living, new
Yes,
life.
and also like we're going to do a series about life design and like all of that, what that entails. So at first I thought it was just being intentional, but it's actually like a process. So I'm curious to like really dig deep into that and to like do some of the exercises and like really work through the life design methodology, if you will. What about
I
you?
actually did a what is it called? It is not life design. It's something else, but I'll send it to you. But basically it gives you your pattern and it tells you like based upon your stars and your moons, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
into that shit. It
Yeah.
gives you a breakdown of like what you should be doing that
Oh, I need
is
that.
most aligned with you.
I
And
need that.
then I'll send it to you because it was free. And then what you do that makes you feel most out of alignment, and then it also tells you like how you navigate through things in terms of like intuitively, emotionally, logically, so on and so forth. So
Love
but
it.
yeah, that I've actually been looking into because we have this life design conversation coming up, and so I wanted to do something kind of centered around that. I think it's human design is what it's called.
Hi, Silva and Dej. Thank you guys for joining us. We're wrapping up, but thanks for coming.
Hey. So as far as what I've been curious about, honestly, my curiosity has very much been centered on how good my life can be and constantly putting that intention into the world, like show me how good it can get, like show
Ooh, I
me
love that.
how amazing it can be.
That's
And
amazing.
seeing child, these AirPods is just dropping right on down to this dress.
Oh boy.
But showing me like what else is out there for me. And so, hopefully we'll have more to talk about that next time. But of course, thank you for tuning in to this live on Monday.
And comment, you guys. Comment down below and tell us what you're curious about this week. We love to hear that. And we want to create more content that's, what we're all thinking about. So,
and also that drives more conversation, clearly, because we had a random one-off this week on the Instagram. So drop in there and check it out. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias, and of course, blackandcurious.com. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, IG.